Okay.
Justin Jefferson had a season-high 137 receiving yards on 7 catches, still trying to get in the end zone. He had a special gritty for us last night that we didn't get to see.
Yeah, I know. Disappointing.
But it just, look, I was
You guys
feeling,
are close. They teased you all night last night. I mean, it's a great play in the pocket. You're going, oh, man, you guys had moments of like you were talking about.
What's
the start of the
you guys?
Well, because you're wearing their sweatshirt for the second day in a row. But you had moments.
It's a different sweatshirt.
In this game.
It's not the same one.
In this game that you see where you guys can be a machine on the offensive side of the ball and move the ball. I mean, the first 2 drives of the second half, really pretty consistently throughout the first half. But you had missed field goals, the turnovers, just a lot of crap there. Stupid interception in the end zone by Sam Darnold. So you see the positivities of your offense. We know that. The defense, I think you can be encouraged by that. I mean, again,
227 yards.
That's right. Colts couldn't run the ball. They're a pretty damn good running football team. There's no doubt. And then Joe Flacco certainly didn't look like he could find people open throughout the game. It was just sloppy. I think that's the biggest thing. You didn't capitalize on some opportunities to where you could have controlled this game and maybe not made it as close as it needed to be down the end.
I almost did something I've never done.
Yeah?
I almost changed my pick for last night.
Wow.
I almost moved the checker from Vikings back to Colts.
Yeah, I'm not shocked.
After Thursday night,
right.
Hear me out here.
Yeah.
With the Texans losing,
Yeah.
I felt like
Right.
the Colts had a path, even though they were swept and were 2 games back. So essentially they had to make up 3 games the rest of the way. The Texans looked so bad on Thursday night, and they got the Lions and the Cowboys coming up that, like, hey, this is our chance.
Yeah.
This is our opportunity.
I hear that.
And you got Joe Flacco out there who maybe would process things a little faster. And there's a tighter range of outcomes with Flacco that can keep the game close.
That's right.
And put you in a position to maybe win it. So I thought the Colts would find a way to win it. And the Vikings defense in recent weeks hasn't been great. I feel like with Sam Darnold, and this is a testament to Kevin O'Connell, he can take whatever flawed quarterback you give him. And a year ago it was Josh Dobbs and then Nick Mullins.
Yeah, right.
And you throw them out there and they look good for a little while, and then there's enough film that people can figure out how Kevin O'Connell is using duct tape and glue and a broken stapler to turn this guy into a better quarterback than he is, and then it all falls apart.
I hear what you're saying.
Then they revert to the dumb shit that got them in the problem in the first place, like the interception that Darnold threw early in the game to the wide open Colts defender in the end zone when he either could have run for the first down or just thrown it out of bounds.
The guy that intercepted it, the guy that was covering the receiver would have intercepted it. I mean, there was 2 guys. He was going to throw an interception no matter what. That was
He had
stupid.
a couple of those last night where between the time the ball was thrown and the time the ball was caught, I thought my brain did a skip and the Colts were on offense. Yeah. Because it looked like the ball was meant to be thrown to the Colts player that caught it.
Well, we've seen some bonehead moments from him, and we've seen that, throughout his history a little bit. It's not been as much here, certainly, with Minnesota, and that's what I think the jury is still out here over the next, 8-9 weeks, is that can Sam Darnold prove to all of us that he is a real NFL starting quarterback to where there'll be a market for him next year and somebody will pay him starting quarterback money, or is he just going to be bridge backup guy? That's what he's going to have to prove here down the stretch. And he has moments of, wow, that does look like a starting quarterback, and that's really good. But I think to your point where it's like, looks like people are catching up to the offense or catching up to him, that's where he has to, I think, expound on his ability to use the whole system to his benefit. I kind of talked about this in the pregame show last night a little bit, right? First 5 games of the year, things are going great. I'm the man. The first read's always open, right? Kevin O'Connell just keeps getting everybody open. Boom, boom. Hold on. Let me hold on to the ball. The first read's always open. Boom, I got it in there. Okay, we're great. All of a sudden, you play the Lions, you play the Rams, who know your system a little bit, and it's like, wait, hold on. I'm patting the ball. The first read's not open. Oh, okay. And, yeah, he got spoiled by that. He's got to learn to move on a little bit, get off of guys, and then when the play does break down, and hopefully we can show the 2 interceptions that he had. I don't know if we have those guys, but, yeah, those are the moments where he still does some head-scratching things where you just go, what? How could you make that throw or do that right there? And he's got to get that out of his system if the Vikings want to go where they want to go, and if where he wants to go to payday of starting NFL quarterback money.
I can't remember exactly when this was. Yeah. I think it was during the second quarter as we were in the viewing room and you guys were fleshing out the stuff you were going to say at halftime.
Right.
And there were comments made that echo very loudly and clearly the beliefs that I was articulating 3 weeks ago when I was saying they should trade for Matthew Stafford, because there are limits to what Sam Darnold can be. And you get caught up in they're winning. Why would you want to ruin your season? Because we know how this tracks. Sam Darnold hits a ceiling. Sam Darnold starts to regress. Whereas if you could get a Matthew Stafford, and that ship has sailed now.
Yes,
they had their chance 3 weeks ago.
But I'm not sold on what you're saying yet. I'm not sold on it. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying let's see it work out. You are what? 6 and 2. Yeah. Damn.
I am 6-2.
Exactly.
I'm undefeated.
Right.
I have no losses and no wins.
So you're 6 and 2. Okay,
right.
You and your Vikings with him, and let's see. Because we've never seen him in this. I know everyone goes, well, we've seen this story before. No, we haven't. Sam Darnold on a shit team, don't count that against him. Oh, he was in Carolina and the Jets and it looked crappy. Sorry, London. But, yeah, okay, we're going to put a lot there. Let's see.
That's the longest delay between the curse word and sorry, London.
Let's see if we can battle through this and maybe he can change our minds or our perceived notion of what he is. Last night, he didn't do that. But he does show good. And I think, too, to your team and the Vikings and all that, they need one other guy to jump out and start being a guy. I feel like they're trying to jumpstart Jordan Addison a little bit, but it seems like a little bit like if it's Aaron Jones not catching a screen pass and if it's not Justin Jefferson, who's the other guy that scares you on Minnesota right now? I thought Jordan Addison would be that guy this year, but to this point, I don't even think he's been as good as some other guys you've had there in the past as role player type of receivers, the KJ Osbornes, whatever, and they need him to get going if they really want to be a threat in the NFC.
He had 5 catches for 42 yards and a touchdown last night, the touchdown that tied up the game. TJ Hawkinson in his first game back after the torn ACL late in the 2023
Good for him getting back,
season
though.
against
Maybe
the Lions.
he's that guy that comes
3 for 27, but
right.
it was his first game back.
Right.
You know, it's the whole you got to work your way back in.
Sure.
He remember we were watching. He took a low hit at one point that looked a lot like the low hit. Yeah, and he kind of got it was a pro wrestling move and he got dumped, which is better than having your knee taken out.
No doubt.
Because it looked exactly the same. Guy coming in low, guy coming in hot. But
right.
He could be the guy that does it. Josh Oliver caught the touchdown pass last night that sealed the deal. And, yeah, they need Aaron Jones to stay healthy and be effective. Cam Akers had some nice runs in the second half. But it's all going to come down to, I think, the complementary cast. And I don't know if there's anybody out there they can add in free agency, or not free agency, but in the trade deadline.
Right.
There are some receivers available. I just don't know who you would bring in. Because you've already got Addison. You've got Addison.
Right.
You've got Jefferson. You've got Hawkinson. You've got Brandon Powell, you've got
they got to make
Naylor.
it work there.
Yeah,
they got to make it work there. Is there a defensive guy maybe out there? Is there a corner maybe they can get so they don't have to maybe play as much zone all the time? And
I think
do
Marshawn
that.
Lattimore's available.
I think so. From things I've heard throughout the last week, I think people think he's available. So let's see where that goes. But I don't know. I'll be interested. I think you're right. On the offensive side of the ball, they just got to make it work. They made the trade for the left tackle and Cam Robinson. You saw last night their offensive line has some
Interior
issues.
was, oh my God.
They got run over by that Indianapolis Colts group there. No question about that. But let's see what Hawkinson can do. I think you guys are a really damn good football team. I'm still not giving up on you. 6-2. You sound like you're like ready to go. Oh, forget it. We can't do anything here. You're still one of the better teams in the NFC. And the NFC right now, where I'd go, there's not a lot of great teams in the NFC right now.
But there's one that no one is going to beat.
Well, right now they are the Kings for sure. And then after that, okay, I'd say the Eagles are the second best team in the NFC. And then it's up for grabs. Washington probably third in the way they're playing, but I'm not sure if I believe Washington's talent is on the same level as Philadelphia or Green Bay when they're playing at their best. We'll see where this goes, but you guys are certainly in it, and you can make a run in the playoffs, that's for sure.
One of the things that happens every year, and when you've been doing this as long as I have now, you know the patterns and you know the trends. There's a fundamental difference between the postseason and the regular season. And when the regular season ends, it's just forgotten, it's gone, and all that matters is your spot in the playoff tree. And can you step up the intensity? Which of these teams, when it's time to go to single elimination, the Lions plus the other 6 teams that make it, which of those 6 teams is going to be able to match what the Lions are doing and will carry into the postseason? Because we already saw the Lions do it last year.
Yes. I was going to say this to start the show, right? Because they always look for like a little theme of the week. I do think this week, here we go, and you follow, like, there's a group of teams where I can say, so long, see you later, see you next year. I know you got to play the rest of your games this year, but it is over. Like the Giants, the Saints, the Carolina
Which
Panthers.
is perfect because that's, the Browns wanted the trade deadline to be moved to week 9,
right.
And they're the team that should be selling every asset they can.
Right, so I think we got a handful of those teams in the NFC right off the bat. The Patriots, the Raiders, the Jaguars, the Browns. Bye. See ya. The year's over. Start thinking for the future. We got a few teams kind of on the cusp of that. Miami, Tennessee. Okay, they're kind of in the mix. Dallas is maybe another loss away from someone like, say, see you later, start thinking about next year or two. We know who the playoff caliber team is, but I think here was my point, and I think there's 5 teams in football right now that stand above the rest. There's 3 in the AFC, and there's 2 in the NFC.
Bills, Ravens, Chiefs.
Right.
And Lions, Eagles.
Yes. I'm not going to put the Commanders there yet. Commanders playoff team, yes, but I'm not going to sit. Those 5 to me look Super Bowl-ish, and we'll break them down as we talk about them. But
I think there'd be 6 if the Vikings had Matthew Stafford.
But I think those 5 kind of stand alone, in my opinion, in the top tier of football. Where if you went, wait, give me the 4 or 5 teams that you think will, be in the Super Bowl, could play in the Super Bowl, could win the Super Bowl. That's the 5 that jump out to me right now. And then we'll see if teams like a Green Bay, the 49ers, a Los Angeles Chargers, can they turn into that? There's some teams that are on the cusp of maybe being it, but not there yet.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.